I'll make sure.
Okay.
Awesome. We're live. You want to wait for some people to pop on? I don't even know if you could see it on this side, right?
I don't think so, yeah.
No, it's all good. So what's up, gang? This is William,
Veronica with the Viva real estate team.
and we have a huge announcement. But before we get into that, we want to introduce this awesome guy hanging out with us. His name is AJ Maida. He was one of my mentors when I first started real estate, changed the course of my life, and man, he's just a great guy overall. He's got big things happening in his life, and he's a part of the reason why we're making this huge announcement. So we're lucky, blessed, and extremely happy to be hanging out with this guy. So AJ, thanks for popping on.
I'm
And
excited. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. So let's ready to get into it.
Get into it.
gonna
Introduce
get-
yourself and
Cool. Yeah. So like William said, my name is AJ Maida, and I've been in real estate now for almost 10 years. It's hard to imagine it's been almost 10 years, but we can get a little more into maybe my background as we go through this announcement. But first, I want you guys to share the exciting news.
I'll let the pretty face. Well, I'm the pretty face, right? So
yeah,
everybody
the
knows.
beauty and the beast over here.
I'll let the pretty face announce the big announcement.
So the big announcement is we have made a switch to EXP Realty. Yay! It's been a few months that we've been talking about it, that we've been kind of like going back and forth.
But AJ, wait, I always like to tell the story because before we made this move to EXP, we were at another brokerage, and it took me 2 years to convince this pretty face to move over from our last brokerage to the other one that or the previous one to the one that we made a move from. 2 years. And once I saw the model of EXP, I was sold already. I was done. She immediately said, "No way, I'm not moving again. There's no way."
Nope.
She saw the video. It took her 20 minutes to decide to make the move.
Wow, that's awesome. That's a powerful testament to, when considering opportunities, really, at least spend half hour, maybe an hour exploring it, because, sometimes what we think something is maybe isn't really what it might be. So I find that to be the case a lot of times with eXp Realty. So I'm just thrilled to have you guys partnering with me here at eXp. I hope through the next 15 or so minutes that we have to kind of share why you guys made the switch. We're able to really just kind of give some insight to other agents that may be watching this of why eXp is the fastest growing company in the history of real estate. So let's just start with, like why did you guys join eXp? But first before we go there, like what does your real estate business look like? Like how many sides are you guys doing, your volume? Because I want people to understand that you guys are a powerhouse couple selling real estate.
Oh,
So,
thank you for
yeah,
that.
that's awesome. He's a stud, this guy.
Please.
So we'll just say last year and what we're on pace for this year, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
so last year we sold 55 properties, and we sold $28.6 million of real estate. This year we're on track to selling 65 properties and probably go over 30 million on real estate for volume.
Right. Yeah.
That's incredible.
And she's been doing, and we should also mention
Right.
that we've been doing real estate I've been doing it for 8 years. She's been doing
9
it for
years.
9 years. We were both doing real estate before we met each other.
Right,
Okay.
and I started with a very well-known company,
Remax.
Remax.
I don't know. Are we supposed? Are we allowed to name
we'll
drop
just
there?
kind of mention that.
No, he's like, no, we're not. Yeah.
And like I said, like it took me a while to get into the previous company because I was comfortable where I was before switching to the last company. So it's funny that I made a switch like this. I'm usually very quick to making decisions, but I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Because we were at the last brokerage for less than a year.
Right.
So it was a big commitment and move to make that move after being with another company for so long. So I got it. I understood. Right.
Yeah. It's a big decision. It's like, you're not just deciding to, buy a car or something. Like you're literally changing the trajectory of your entire real estate business when making a move with brokerages, especially with a company like eXp, because we have so much more to offer than the traditional brokerage, which is what we're going to talk about. But I remember, man, this was about 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago. I was sitting in a Starbucks in Breckenridge, Colorado, chatting with you guys a little bit about EXP, and the time wasn't right then, but we circled back around. You guys kind of reached out about expanding your business, and I was like, you can expand it the traditional way, or you can revisit EXP with me, basically, because I feel like, you know, to be in integrity with myself, like I need to share what EXP is really doing because people don't understand it. And I think it's then when kind of that light bulb clicked for you guys. So what was like, you know, we'll list out like all the main reasons why you joined EXP, but if there was like one over encompassing like theme or one main reason of why you joined, like what would that be?
The residual income.
The freedom. I think it represents that pretty much.
This year we bought investment properties and we signed up for those investment properties to get residual income. We love that idea that you could just get residual income from something like a property. So if you could do that in a property, then it makes total sense to do it in other areas.
Right. And if there is a model, you know, in the real estate, like in the traditional real estate, where you could actually continue do whatever, like be on a beach or be somewhere else, and it's still your business is not going to get hurt by you being out of it, right? Like that for me was like a big reason why I'm like, if I could create that legacy for my daughter, for our children, then obviously it makes sense to do it now that we're young and build the empire.
Super
That's
young.
it. Yeah.
Right. Well, I just don't want to be doing traditional sales until I'm 7. Nothing wrong with that, but for me and her, we kind of made that decision that we don't want to be doing this. We want to be enjoying our life later, right? So the residual income is number one.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's such an amazing world out there, and you don't want to spend all your time working. You know, I feel like it's sad in the real estate industry. It's, you know, when was the last time you went to a real estate agent's retirement party? You know, it's like never. And it's not because agents don't like to party, because agents, I think, like to party more than any other industry I've ever seen. You know, it's a social crew, and it's awesome. And I love real estate agents. They're so much fun. But they just have to work forever. So it's EXP is kind of solving that a little bit. So you touched on the freedom. You know, you've seen, because you guys are mega producers, it sounds like you've seen a little bit, hey, we can make some good income, but without residual, there's no way to achieve freedom, right?
Right. So
Go ahead, William.
I was just gonna hit on another reason why we switched is I was lucky enough to finally, I just learned about capping. And before this last brokerage I left to join EXP, I never even experienced capping. I didn't know what that was. I heard people talking about it, but I'm like, like you said, I was fearful of not knowing.
It's still good to be true almost.
Like, what's the catch there, right? So finally I was like, you know what? I need to find out more information about this cap system. Now that I know it, I'm like, I would never go backwards, right? It wouldn't make sense, right?
Right. And it's crazy. It's crazy because in the last company, we capped within the first 2 months of the anniversary. So we were capped since February, right? Like it started on January 1st. February came, we were already making 100% commission in the previous job. So EXP, we have to start over from zero, but that's why there are other great reasons why we joined this company, because eventually we're gonna get there quickly again.
We knew if we didn't make a change, then nothing else would change in our lives.
Right.
So we're taking a leap.
That's so good. I love that analogy. It's like once you discovered what capping was for real estate agents, you're like, I'm never going back to not capping. And now that we have revenue share, which is the residual income piece at EXP, it's like, why would I ever go back to anything else? Because now I can create residual income.
It's like I couldn't unsee that presentation, that video, the model. I couldn't unsee it. So it was always going to be burning in the back of my brain.
Mm-hmm.
And it just made total sense.
Yeah, and the video that Will just mentioned, we're not going to share the link here. So reach out to these guys and find out what video they watched, where after watching it for 20 minutes, Veronica was like, this is what we're doing, let's go. Because I was the same way when I saw the video, and this is like a new and improved video because I've been here almost 5 years now. The first video was like so bad, like it really was, but I was still like not sleeping that night because I was so excited, because what I saw was the opportunity to create freedom. And to go back real quick to the first part, the freedom aspect, the way we get freedom at EXP is through revenue share, which is residual income. And you build it by, if you have a colleague, a friend in the industry, and they decide to join your brokerage, EXP, the company takes a portion that they receive from the deal and shares back half of the revenue to the agents. So sometimes agents are like, well, you know, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, why are they doing that? I'm not sure if I can trust that kind of type of attitude. And I'm like,
I was
It's
guilty of
key.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it.
yeah,
Is this a pyramid scheme or something?
yeah. What, like, would you rather work for, and this is any industry, would you rather work for a company that shares half the revenue back to its agents or employees or not? Like, no brainer. That's what EXP is. It's sharing half the revenue back to its agents. And our only solution to freedom before, like you guys are experiencing and you're still doing it, and I'm still doing it, which is buying rental property. You know, that's still a great strategy. It's just higher risk, more headaches, you know, it takes more time, you need capital, whereas revenue share doesn't really require any of that. But I'm still buying rentals too. And I know you guys are too, which is amazing. You know, it's about wealth building. But this, what we're doing here is a little different. So we'll talk more about that later, maybe. So the cap, was the cap at EXP a little bit better than where you were, or kind of just similar?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
A little bit better.
Make more sense. Yeah, it made a ton more sense, especially where we're capping much quicker.
Right.
Cool.
It's,
So
yeah, it's a big difference. Like we actually just put something under agreement today with EXP, and 20% of the cap is already, it's going to be reached with just this one transaction. So we'll be capped in about, you know, a month or 2 months, which is great.
So 5-6 deals, probably you cap. If you're an agent watching this and you're still wondering what a cap is, you really need to reach out to these guys.
Right. Yes.
We know
You know,
cap. We know numbers.
I wish I learned about caps when I first joined real estate. I mean,
Yeah.
that would have made a big difference.
It's probably close to half of agents don't even know what a cap is, which tells me we need to really share EXP, because if you're at a brokerage where you never cap, so cap is like once you hit a certain amount of sales, you keep 100% of your commissions. That's what a cap is. In some companies, there is no cap, so you might be paying your broker 100 grand, 150,000 if you're a top producer. At EXP, the cap's 16,000. With
Catch there, right? Just like you were
Right.
saying.
And I
Yep.
think we can say this, like with one of the companies we were, not the last one, another one, we did the math, and we actually paid the company over $70,000 in, like, from the split, which was crazy. Like when we sat down and did this math, we're like, oh my God, we're still paying more than a minimum
Yeah.
wage salary
Right.
to the company back. And it was just
No-brainer.
eye-opening.
Right. No brainer.
I mean, that's potentially college for your kids, you know, because like you invest it, it doubles every 7 years. Like by the time you take that 1 year of overpayment to another brokerage versus EXP, if you invest that in an index fund, by the time they're 18, that's probably college tuition, which is really crazy to think. You know, some people say, well, I'm loyal to my broker. I totally appreciate that you're loyal to your broker, because loyalty is a value of mine as well. But are you more loyal to your broker or to your family? And you guys are obviously more loyal to your family, which I really respect.
Okay, we made the switch and then we reinvested it into investment properties.
Yeah, that's so cool. So what's another reason?
Well, I think that I think another big reason is being able to buy stocks within the company. Like there is no other company. I think there is one more out there that allows you to do something similar, not the same, but it allows us to buy every time we close a transaction. We could buy stocks within the company. So we take a little piece of the company. It's like tangible. It's like ours too. It's our company, which is amazing, and the company continues to grow. So meaning if we buy at a certain price today, in 2 years we're gonna have, you know, money just growing from just being in this company.
And I'm not a stock guru, right? We're not stock gurus. We don't do that for a living.
Mm-hmm.
But like your question was earlier, if you had the option, everything else being equal, if you had the ability of getting stocks or not getting stocks, then okay, sign me up. You know, just let me know a little bit about the stocks, and if it makes sense, sure, I'd like to have the option.
It's
right?
like 401k. Most people who have a salary have 401k, and they don't know. You know, they don't know. They look at it, but they don't know what's going on. So it's almost like you are doing something similar, but you're putting your money into a company that is actually growing, and you know, and you're gonna see the results.
Exactly. It's, between revenue share and the stock piece of EXP, it's an option. It's a way to eventually retire from selling real estate. It's funny, when I joined the company, our stock was like $2 a share. We weren't on the NASDAQ yet. Now we're on the NASDAQ with Apple, Microsoft. So I used to always say, well, the stock's just the cherry on top, because people would make fun of our stock. I'm like you guys, I'm not a stock guy either. Like, I don't really know like if a stock's good or not, like just looking at it. There's experts in that field, but so I was always like, it's the cherry on top. And then I got asked by the company to actually ring the bell on NASDAQ. And I was like, hold on, this is a big deal. At the cocktail reception afterwards, you got Microsoft ringing the bell. You got Apple ringing the bell. I was like, we're playing at a very high level here at EXP now. And then last summer, I actually was able to sell some stock, and I purchased my mom a house with cash. Like, that's not just the cherry on top. That is absolutely life-changing opportunity. So, and I always just like to share these things so people understand, like, it's a really big deal what we're doing over here.
Right. And share, how many years have you been with EXP? Because people might think he's been in here for 20 years, 15 years. Like, it hasn't been that long.
Yeah, I've been with EXP for 4.5 years, and I was only selling for 18 months, and then I was able to retire from selling houses just after 18 months of joining.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, that's a very rare story. Most people will keep selling for the next 20 years at EXP, but I was very clear on my vision for my life, and it involved freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, location freedom. And the moment I got that type of freedom, I was going to claim that freedom and pursue it. So I was like, I'm going to sell my real estate team. We were selling close to 100 homes with Keller Williams. I sold my real estate sales team. And I was like, so you're telling me I can tell other agents about EXP, help them build their real estate businesses and residual income, help them create freedom in their lives, and possibly change their family tree forever by me playing a small role in that. I was like, that's my passion, changing lives. Selling houses is cool. You help some families move. That's awesome. But when you can change someone's family tree forever, that's the ultimate in my book. So that's what I've been doing for the last 3 years full time. And full time doing that is like more like a part-time job to most people. It truly is freedom because the income's residual. So
Out of
it's
his beautiful house in Puerto Rico. Let me just say that.
He
He
moved to
lives in a
Puerto
beautiful
Rico.
house in Puerto Rico too.
He does. Got a place to crash.
Yeah.
Right at the pool view right now.
we spend half the year in Puerto Rico, and a little more than half the year in Puerto Rico. Then we spend some time in Michigan and out west. So it's location freedom too. This and this is like why people get into real estate. They're like, I'm going to get into real estate. I'm going to buy some rentals so I can eventually have freedom. It's going to take you 20 years buying rentals to get that type of freedom. Whereas with revenue share, as we can show in the video that we have, it can take, in some cases, 6 months, 5 years, who knows? It took me about 14 months to be completely financially free through this opportunity. So big deal. What's the next thing? So we talked about, to recap, residual income. We talked about the cap at 16K. Then you keep 100% of your commission. We talked about stock. What else? Anything else?
Branding ourselves as agents, we've had headaches in the past with some of the brokerages. We always like to brand ourselves. VIVA Real Estate Team. That's us.
Right.
So we like the ability of being able to brand ourselves. I mean,
Yeah.
in traditional companies, some companies, they don't want the agents branding themselves.
Right.
They want the company just front and center, versus we know in real estate, individuals hire the person, us, not the company.
Yes.
Right? So we want that ability to brand ourselves.
Yep. So good. So good. Yeah, that's so important. I mean, according to NAR, and this is just a NAR stat, only 3% of buyers and sellers choose their agent based on brokerage affiliation, which tells me you have to be branding yourself as a real estate agent. And Keller Williams, that's really what they did right. I mean, they did a lot of great things. I loved my time at Keller Williams. So, I want to be very clear on that. And one of the big things they did was they allowed the agents to brand themselves. And EXP saw that was working. And we're like, you know what? EXP is going to allow agents to brand themselves too, because it's working, but we're also going to do all these other amazing things that we're talking about. So I think that's crucial. And you guys have such a great brand too, and you're so dynamic together to be able to fully have complete autonomy over branding yourselves is really powerful. Awesome. What else? Anything else? You guys got a long list here. I like it.
I know. We came up
We've
with
read
we brainstormed about this
all the
interview.
things, the reasons why, right?
So I think the other part, I think it kind of connects with branding ourselves is being able to work in a company where you don't have the brick and mortar, right? Like, I mean, like in the sense that there is no all these fees involved with being part of a real estate company. Because when I worked at one of the companies I worked before, they're very well known. I used to pay almost $1,600 in desk fees, which is, and I didn't even have a desk. I was just part of the company. I didn't have a private office. I just had the name behind me, and I just thought it was, so and the great thing about exp is like everything is cloud based, so you're able to find, and it's funny because we've been playing with the avatar and like the world where you go in there and you actually and it's crazy how quickly you get responses. Like I was like, this is probably gonna be like you get an email, whatever. No, you go in there with your own avatar, and then you go to help, the desk help or whatever, and then you get somebody taking care of whatever issue you might have. We've only been doing this for a week, and we've got a lot of support from that. So that was another thing that, and the company is able to reinvest because they're not paying the overhead. They're able to reinvest in technology and the agents, which is, at the end of the day, we're running this business. It's our business, so we love the support.
Yeah. That's good. The support has been really amazing to see. It's like people start hearing about like EXP World, and they're like, I don't know, that sounds weird. And I thought the same thing. I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. Like, we'll see how that is. And then I got in there and I was like, wow, I'm actually getting my questions answered in the matter of minutes. And it's open like 12 hours a day versus like, I used to show up to my office and like everyone's at lunch. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll get back. maybe tomorrow. I have no idea.
For the longest time. So of course.
So it's been really awesome. I think we're close to or over 1,000 full-time employees at this point. Some, give or take a couple hundred. I don't know the exact number, but that's like 1,000 employees that are able to help you build your business and be there when you need somebody. So it's really cool. Awesome. Anything else you guys want to share?
So just probably two things is the tech tools that are available. In the past brokerages, we kind of had to piece things together in order to get certain software, certain tools. Over here, it's all under one umbrella versus paying, picking here, paying there, picking there, paying there. Everything's already included part of the company. It makes it easy. It's more of like me. I did a lot of work on my past brokerages trying to find these tools.
Yeah.
And it was a pain in the ass.
CRMs, like lead generation, like things that you're usually able, like you aren't able to find them in one place. Like now everything we're able to just go to EXP Enterprise and you find everything that you need there, which is, it makes our lives easier, I guess, more focused on what we need to do.
Yeah, it is nice having all that in one place. So, and all the tools work really well. I know some companies.
The last thing
don't really work.
I guess this is truly the icing on the cake is the mastermind piece, right? Because we love that part of it. We just signed up to hang out with you guys in Texas with Tony Robbins. I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to announce that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Either way,
we're gonna be hanging out with Tony.
That's how I met you, through a mastermind. This was totally separate from EXP. I just signed up so I could get better in real estate. We love that ability of masterminding with people across the nation. Just different thoughts, different ways of thinking, and just learning from people. And this is like across the nation. This is crazy. Not in this little circle of where I am as a brokerage, right? We love that piece.
And the great thing about that is because it's the thing that agents that are part of EXP have probably very, similar mindset as we do, of growing, of helping each other, supporting each other. So I'm sure that, just hanging out in Dallas with you and with the, the people that we're going to meet there, we're going to, it's going to help us grow more, even more in our path of freedom.
Yes, taking that leap of faith and changing. That's it. Yeah.
It's like, I think everyone by now has probably heard the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend your most time with. Like, I read a book recently. I can't think of what book it was. I think it was Tribe of Mentors, possibly, by the guys that run this mastermind called Go Abundance. no, Tribe of Mentors isn't the name. That was Tim Ferriss's book. But anyways, I actually added up the 5 people I spend the most time with. I haven't shared this with really anyone other than a couple of my friends. I added up the incomes of, no, it's the top 10. So my 10 closest people that I spend the most time with. So the top 10, I added up their incomes divided by 10 to get their average income. It was only $20,000 difference from my personal income, which was mind blowing. And, you know, if you're only making 60 grand a year, maybe that 20,000 is a big difference, but I make a lot more than that. And to see that as only a $20,000 difference was like, that is absolutely unbelievable.
How true that statement is.
Yeah. So, man, I remember when I mean, shoot, probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago, just thinking I would love to, you know, be friends with a millionaire, hang out with a millionaire, you know, and get to pick their brain and just see what they're doing to be successful. And now it's like, those are all my friends. And this is like what we do with masterminds. We get around people who are at the next level. And it's not just about the money, it's about the money, you know, relationships, you know, marriages, relationships with your kids, your health, your fitness, you know, where are you in your faith? So you're the average of your friends and your peers in all of those areas of life. So it's really important. And so Tony Robbins, August 17th through the 19th, and we still have some tickets available. If you guys want to join as guests, then reach out to these guys, and we'll make sure we get you guys a ticket to be there. Tony Robbins, we're paying Tony Robbins. When I say we, Brent Gove, one of my partners, is paying Tony Robbins $250,000 to be there on the last day. Because, like, you know, that's like the grand finale. I ran to Brent the other day at the golf course, and he said that just for the stage and lighting at this event, it's going to be $1 million.
Wow.
Like, this event is going to be off the charts. It will be the best event in the history of eXp Realty. So if you've been on the fence, just kind of thinking about what is eXp, I don't know anything about eXp, or maybe, you know, should I take a closer look? This event will be the best way to really do your due diligence on the company. And if you want to go, we'll make sure you guys get a ticket. All right, let's start wrapping up. So why are you guys so excited about your future here at eXp?
The residual income, the
Yeah.
revenue share.
I think
I mean, we're still going to crush real estate. We know we love real estate. We love helping people buy and sell homes. We know that for sure. Nothing's going to change there, but the ability of getting that revenue share, the stocks. I mean, there's so many things that we just named that we're excited about.
Yeah.
just having that freedom of you know, like I'm one that I love going to Colombia and spending 4 weeks over there with my family, and I always have this guilt because I'm like, oh my God, if I spend this much time, even though William helps me a ton, but if I spend this much time with my family, my real estate business is gonna be affected in the first months of the year. So I always have that in the back of my head. So not having that guilt whatsoever and being able to spend it there and be with my family, it's, you know, I think it's amazing. So we just have to work really hard in the next few months, in the next few years, and you know, and build our revenue.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's cool. You know, you guys are going to keep selling houses, you know, as a couple. You know, we have, if you're married at eXp, you share one cap. So we call that a domestic team. So you guys are going to keep selling houses as a domestic team. I know you guys have a wedding coming up in July, right? July? Yeah, it's exciting. So, but the thing with the revenue share, it's like, I look at my revenue share team as my team, and my team on a monthly basis is selling around 1,500 homes a month at this point. So it's not like I'm not selling homes anymore, but I have an organization that I earn my revenue share directly from those home sales. And while it's different and it doesn't take as much time as selling homes, it doesn't have the overhead. You know, the overhead in many cases can be zero. The stress is gone. The headaches of management are gone. eXp handles all of that. You just got to help your group grow. But you're still like selling houses. So like, you know, you guys mentioned your goals for the future, like build out offices and do all this stuff. And now you can do all of that, but through eXp, just a little bit differently. Like, you know, I'll share my brief story. So when I joined eXp, I had 5 agents on my team, and now my revenue share organization, my team, has about 3,900 agents. So in just 4.5 years, I went from 5 agents to approaching 4,000 agents. And every time one of those homes sells, I get paid. So I get paid 1,500 times a month on average versus, the 6 or 7 homes that we used to be selling. So it's like, would you rather get paid on 6 homes a month or 1,500? What would help you sleep better at night? It's very clear to me the option that I chose and prefer, but that's kind of what we're doing over here. We're still selling a lot of real estate. It's just a better model. So
Right.
cool. Any parting words, and we'll wrap this up.
I would say just be open-minded. I mean, I wish I was more open-minded at the beginning, but I'm glad this opportunity came.
And and anybody who's watching this, I think we talked about the video. They made me switch in 20 minutes.
Right.
It took him, I think, 5 minutes, but because he was thinking about it for a while. If you want us to share that video with you, send us a quick text or a message through Messenger, and we'll send it to you. And again, the Tony Robbins, we can send you the information as well. You can't really find it online, so send us a text, and we'll try to connect you so you can come and hang out with us.
And thank you, Adrian, for hanging out.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And being so persistent.
Everything happens in perfect time. I'm glad you guys are here, and we're just getting started as a company. So you guys are coming in at a perfect time. We ironed out all the kinks that we had years ago. We're on the NASDAQ. We're a multi-billion-dollar company now. We're just now really opening countries. We're opening a couple countries every quarter at this point. So we're just starting to get into our stride as a company, and you guys are just coming at a perfect time. So everyone watching this, now's the perfect time for you to join. So reach out to these guys, watch the video, do your due diligence, and maybe it's a good fit. Who knows?
Thank
Awesome.
you so much.
Jay, thanks for hanging out.
Thank you. Talk to you later.